Hello, this is Lauren.
Hi guys, Hollife here today and welcome back to the channel.
Today I want to share with you my goal setting system.
We are here to talk about the bullet journal.
This is a highly requested video.
I don't know, I'm trying it out and we'll see what happens.
I am pretty new to this whole thing.
Let's do this. So what exactly is bullet journaling?
Overall, it's a way to track the past, organize the present, and plan for the future.
It's basically a way of organizing your life.
Just goes to show how organized and well planned out my life is.
Everyone can put whatever they want in there.
You get to make this book exactly what you need it to be.
It has been adapted by tons of planner people and people who are enthusiastic about planning on paper.
It's working!
Bullet Journal provides a platform for personal growth in that it is a place where we get to capture and organize our thoughts and we can learn from them. We get to study our experience. It's helped me go from a disorganized life to a process-driven life to now a purpose-driven life. And that's when everything changes. I had a lot of problems in school. I felt really disorganized and overwhelmed, and eventually I was diagnosed with ADD. And at the time, there was no internet, so there weren't a lot of resources available to me. So I used the only tool that I had, which was a good old-fashioned paper notebook, and I started to design little tools and techniques that helped me become more focused and productive, and I kept trying out different things over many years, and all those tools together started to form a system that I eventually went on to share as the bullet journal method. The first time that I ever shared what was to become the bullet journal was with a friend of mine. I walked by her desk one day and I looked down and her desk was completely polluted with Post-it notes and color swatches, and it was just a mess. It was like 5 inches deep, you know, and she was digging through it frantically. She was totally overwhelmed, and for some reason, I don't know, I just volunteered showing her how I organized my own life and system. I almost immediately regretted having made that offer, because then that means that I have to show her how I think. For somebody who grew up being told that they have a condition, I guess, specifically related around focus and organization, it dawns on you all of a sudden that it may not be the best idea to highlight your weakness to somebody else in some ways. I was looking down at my book, and then I finally looked up at her, and she was just looking at me like, I was like, oh no, she thinks I'm completely crazy. And the first thing she said was, you have to share this with people. So fast forward a couple years, and I had some free time between 2 contracts, and I decided to actually design and code a website. So I stripped away everything except for the most impactful techniques that I had developed over all these years. And it took me about a week to design and code the website, and then I launched bulletjournal.com. And as far as I was concerned, I was done with that project. Not that long after I launched the site, I got some press, and then all of a sudden these communities started popping up talking about the bullet journal. What I thought was so exciting was that these communities had very different lives than my own, and they started solving challenges that I wasn't familiar with at all using the same tool, but all applying it to completely different needs. They had taken this foundation that I created and start building on it and making it so much more than I could have ever made it on my own. And to me, that was incredibly exciting, incredibly motivating.
I never thought I was an artistic person. I never thought I was super creative.
I never saw for myself that I would be a blogger or an influencer in any way.
I had a few other blogs. They didn't really take.
Out of high school, I started working. I didn't go to college. I started waiting tables and bartending, and I did that for over 15 years. One day I woke up and I said, I want to do something else. I want to work for myself. I want to work from home. So I started my own business, and I needed a way to organize everything.
When I first heard about the bullet journal, it was actually back in 2013, I think, when Ryder started it.
I was looking for ideas for how to organize my life. I stumbled across this article from Lifehacker.
It was coincidentally right when I started my professional career in general. And so there was a huge parallel between how I was developing my personal bullet journal style and figuring out who I wanted to be as a real adult.
It was exactly what I wanted.
I really thought that writing blog posts about organization, how I organize my business, would be kind of something to draw people in, and then they'd see my shop and go buy my jewelry. I started getting emails from people saying, "Thank you so much for teaching me about the bullet journal system. I'm so in love with it now. It's changed the way I plan my life." Once those things kind of started trickling in, I realized that there was something more there.
After a year of simply taking a step back and looking at how the communities were evolving, I decided that the best way I could serve the community was to create a website that was dedicated mostly to community-generated content instead of my own. I launched this Kickstarter campaign, and it was funded in a matter of hours. Shortly thereafter, the community really started to explode, and as the community grew, all of a sudden, it gained a lot more media attention.
It became huge.
The ones that were getting featured were the ones that were more colorful and embellished, which are beautiful. It's just that people thought that's what the bullet journal was, and it can be that. It's just there's a simpler foundation to it.
People started having their own opinions about how it was supposed to be done. Is it supposed to be this minimalistic analog way? Can it be integrated into digital? Can it be super artsy and creative?
I mean, now it's overwhelming. If you go on Pinterest or Instagram, there's so many pictures and you're just flooded with all of these gorgeous artsy journals.
I don't have those. I don't have those skills, and I invented it.
More and more people came in, less and less people knew where to go for the original source.
We are here to talk about the bullet journal that was somebody else's idea.
You're kind of like the genius guru behind bullet journaling.
Not really.
And for anyone looking for some guidance, maybe they're starting a bullet journal for the first time, where can they find more information?
Well, we built an online course that you can find on our website.
I started to receive emails from people complaining about bullet journal classes they had taken that had made them less productive or had been even more confusing. The problem was I had no idea where these classes were coming from or who was teaching them. What it was missing was a foundation and a purpose, and without it, their practice was collapsing. Instances of I used to write my contents before I called it the index up here, 2005. Wow. Look, the tape ate through the surface. Bullet journaling is not at all about how it looks. It doesn't need to be perfect, it doesn't need to be pretty, it needs to be effective, and that's really at the core of the system.
People ask me all the time, how do you get so many followers? And I'm like, you don't. You focus on what it is that you care about and sharing that in an authentic way to you. You don't have to show it to anybody. It just has to be you and your notebook, you and your purpose.
If you just improve a tiny bit every day, eventually that compounds over time.
It's a system that has to evolve because we evolve. I think that's really the point of the bullet journal, is to learn from your experience so you can better yourself on an ongoing basis. How do you become a better person?
And to have other people who can geek out with you and understand this journey with you is really powerful.
I could see my words were really resonating with people. My ideas were really connecting with others, and that just meant everything to me.
If I hadn't started bullet journaling and hadn't started getting my life organized and sharing that with the community, I'd probably be going back to bartending.
It has changed my life. It helped me figure out, through what I wanted my journal to be, figure out who I want it to be. And I am so thankful.